Let's get this thing started, eh? Well, I want to welcome everyone to the stream. So the Splatoon 2 Direct has just finished. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to go over the stuff that sort of jutted out to me, and I'm going to go over some other things that happened throughout the week when it comes to gaming. So make sure you like the video, share the video. That's very important to share it. So stay tuned and I'll be with you in a second. Alrighty, here we are. We're here right now, live, to review this Splatoon Direct that just happened, and you know, yeah, it's mostly meant for new people who are to the series. You know, the people who have played the first Splatoon pretty much know about 70% of the stuff that was shown, and there's a lot more things that they showed here that felt a lot more streamlined compared to the original Splatoon. You know, they announced all the game modes. It's pretty much the same game modes from the first Splatoon, and they're going to add stuff, you know, with the updates and that. And the updates look really cool, because there's one weapon in particular I am very excited for. And speaking of weapons, when it comes to the special or your super weapon, it seemed you get to choose it, as opposed to, you know, having weapon combos. So in the first Splatoon, you choose a weapon, and it comes with a preset of stuff. Like, for example, you have a sub-weapon that is tied to a certain piece of equipment. I'm pretty sure that's staying. That's not changing at all. But, you know, when you're choosing your super, I feel like that's going to change. Okay. Just want to make sure everything's working fine. Seems like everything's fine. Hey, what's going on, Nintendo Talk? Welcome to the stream. Splatoon Deluxe. But no, that was mostly for any new players to this series. So I got some notes down of things that sort of came to me as noteworthy. So it was two specials that they announced, two new ones. And one of them seemed very broken, or, you know, that's going to be very meta, which is like your defense up for the team. It essentially allows you to survive any hit, allowing you to kill your opponent. So that seems to be something that's going to happen in competitive play a lot. So pretty much it just gives you a straight up buff to your whole team. You a defense buff, and you can pretty much tank a hit and just kill. It's a bit scary. It feels like the bubble, but to a larger extent, because everybody gets it. So it is very scary. My favorite super in this game is the Superman punch, or the ground pound, that dragon jump, actually. Yeah, that looks so cool. I'm definitely going to choose that if I get the opportunity. So, and then there was the what is it called? The baller. That's what it's called, the baller. And you're pretty much in a hamster ball, and I think you can explode in someone's face, which is always very fun. In the first Splatoon, I used to just run up in people's faces and plant a mine right in front of them. And they die. It's either I die and they die with me. And it's very hilarious. So, you know, every super is new to this game. There's nothing that's rehashed from the original when it comes to the supers. So I want to, okay, the maps. So, well, I had a concern when I played the test fire. Also mention, there's a demo coming up on the 15th, so that's really exciting. Right before the game launches, so that's going to be pretty nice. It's on a weekend as usual. But the maps, we get large maps again. Um, oh yeah. I just want to say I'm gonna recap this Splatoon stuff. And if you want to call live on Discord, ask any questions or share your opinions on what's going on throughout the rest of the show, feel free to join the server. The Discord server's in the description below, so go ahead and join that if you want to call live. But yeah, they're bringing back large maps. So that is very exciting because when I played the test fire in the first demo, I was concerned because I thought, oh no, are all these maps going to be this small? I wasn't a fan of the really small maps that were just those 2 maps. But no, now we got confirmation that things are changing and they got large maps again, like the first game. And I love the large maps, are so fun to use. So I'm really excited about that. Okay. Want to make sure everything's fine. Yeah, the large maps are back and it allows more strategic play. And now it's a lot more fun to see strategic play as opposed to, you know, running up in someone's face and blasting them to the ship. And when it comes to gear abilities, it's a lot more streamlined than the first one. The first one, you had to rely on save scumming, which was like really inconvenient. You had to do some crazy setup where you had to format like a hard disk or something and reload the game that way. And it was a mess. It was an absolute mess to min-max your character. And it's a lot more streamlined this time. You pretty much, you choose your gear and you choose exactly what stats you want on your gear. And thank God for that. Oh, that helps out so much. It allows a lot more people to choose whatever stats they want on their gear. So that helps out so much. What else have I got here? Oh, yeah, the Splatnet app. So it pretty much tells you what's happening in the community or what kind of public matches or other things are happening, and you're also allowed to order gear online. So you order specific gear that you want and it gets sent to this in-game store that you can purchase later on. That's really cool. So they're really allowing you to buy anything you want, play how you want, and get the gear exactly that you want. So that I'm really looking forward to. I think the best thing about this Splatoon 2 is just it's so much more streamlined than Splatoon 1. And it just works out in this day and age where a lot of people don't have that much time to grind and save scum, stuff like that. And you can also check out other people's gear who splattered you, of course. So that's always fun to check out other people's gear that's been going on. See what kind of different abilities and stuff they've been adding. See, what gives them the upper hand compared to you. And you get a food bonus as well, so you get more points for each game when you eat something. I don't know how much it costs, but I have to see more on that. I'm just getting this off the top of my head, and I pretty much got the note. That's all the notes I really got. And the updates are really cool because they're adding a bunch more new weapons, which look awesome. What I've been asking for pretty much Splatoon in general was a shotgun type of weapon. And you could think the blaster is a shotgun weapon. It just doesn't have the feel, But that umbrella weapon, it's a straight up shotgun. Like, it actually looks like a straight up shotgun and you're just pelting someone with it. And that's exactly what I've been wishing for. So when that gets dropped in the updates, that's definitely going to be my main weapon. That's definitely going to happen. And then there was some other bubbler weapons and stuff that looked pretty damn cool. So yeah, this Splatoon 2 is looking very streamlined and I can't wait because, it just looks like an overall better version of Splatoon 1. I didn't, Splatoon 1, I didn't play too much. I think I got to level 25 and then I put the game down. I didn't feel like playing because I felt like, oh, well, there's no more progression to be made. And then that's the nature of online games, That's what happens. You can't always have too much progression. It gets to a point where, well, you just got to keep playing online matches and continue from there. And if you're into it, you're into it. Just like Overwatch, there's really no progression outside of getting skins and stuff. So you really have to like playing online games. And you know, playing online games for me isn't the greatest. When it comes to online games that I'm hardcore into, the extent of that is Monster Hunter, and that because you constantly have a goal. You know, you're trying to upgrade your character, upgrade your gear and stuff. And when you know, it's an RPG essentially, and Splatoon might break that mold for me, but I'm not going to get hardcore into the game. But you know, I'm looking forward to playing the game online a little more, and I want to mention the single player. The single player looks pretty. That single player looks really awesome. You know, the boss fights from the first Splatoon were really cool, and the boss fights in this game look even better. And Salmon Run looks intense as hell, especially with the speed, the speed salmonids that come at night. So that's really scary. But you know, the levels in the single player look really in depth and different compared to the first one. So that's really nice to see. And from what we see in Salmon Run, there's going to be a few more, you know, a few more bosses that we know of. You know, I wasn't expecting them to show more bosses and stuff. That, you know, it's got a lot more replay value to other things. Like if you don't like playing online and stuff, you can just go spam the Salmon Run and get your good gear that way. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's mostly for the new players who don't know what Splatoon is all about. So the 15th, it's on a Saturday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So it's a clean 4-hour show, I guess. Yeah. So 4 hours instead of 1 hour, which is nice. It's a much larger time frame to fight. And oh, the new Squid Sisters, they're a bit, they're a bit creepy looking. Oh man. What's it? The white-haired one who's rapping. Jesus, that I think I might have nightmares from that. To be honest, the other one looks like an octoling. To be, what the hell's going on with that? I thought they are shunned upon. Well, I can't really talk too much more about Splatoon. So, before I move on to any of the other subjects, I want to remind everyone to like the video, share the video, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of the stream. So I got some gaming news that's been popping up during the week. Actually, before I get into it, very recently, THQ Nordic just said something about the Switch's power is hard to develop for. You know, that's been a main subject as of late. You know, people's developers saying, "Oh, it's not powerful enough." I'm pretty sure if you're running Unreal Engine 4, you can optimize your game for it. I'm pretty sure you can. It's just, I think it comes down to developer laziness. You know, the Darksiders series, I'm a huge fan, so I can't shit on THQ Nordic that much. You know, they actually put their games in the Wii U, unlike a lot of developers. I don't have the Darksiders one because that released a bit too late. But Darksiders 2, you know, it did run pretty bad, to be honest. But you know, it's nice that they actually, you know, put it on. Not that it really runs better on any other console. I have the PlayStation 4 version, which is, you know, the War Master. I have that, but no, the definitive edition. That runs really bad, even though it's called the definitive edition. I don't understand that. So it kind of boggles my mind. If you can't even optimize your game on the PlayStation 4 properly, what makes you think it's going to optimize? What makes you think Darksiders 3 is going to optimize well on it later on? So it just comes down to putting down the effort. I'm always going to support the Darksiders series because I absolutely love it. It's really up there in my top favorite, you know, third party multi-plat games. So, you know, it's like they're trying their hardest to support the Switch. They're not boycotting it at all. They're just straight up just trying to say, okay, we don't like how you're handling your console or how you're handling the power. I don't know how that's working really, but you know, developers just got to deal with it. I mean, they can't just expect you know, consoles to be exactly the same in every way. You know, they're not going to be unique in any way. You know, so you got to put a little more effort to put it on the Switch. But it's come on, it's not a big deal. You're going to get money from it. So, but you know, they are trying. So Darksiders 3 might come to the Switch, but they are willing to support the Switch in any way they can. So whether that's good news or bad news is up to you. I'm pretty neutral about it. It's a more of a wait and see. And, you know, as a lot of third party developers with Nintendo these days, it's come down to a whole wait and see situation. So anyone watching, join the Discord server if you want to call live, ask any questions, and share your opinion. I'm always welcome for any opinions in the gaming industry that is happening. But yeah, I just wanted to talk quickly about THQ Nordic. Their comments very recently about the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, you know, a lot of third parties on Twitter and stuff are saying a lot of comments about Nintendo Switch's power. It's almost like a silly excuse, to be honest. I'm not exactly sure. Like, it's not even a big deal actually, because it just comes down to downscaling the game because you got the engines working on the Switch. But, you know, I'm not a developer, so what do I know? Okay, let's get on to the juicy stuff. So, let's get to some positive news right now. eBay is starting to take down listings for the SNES mini scalpers. Thank God. Thank you for actually taking charge. You know, legally, they're not actually supposed to be listing these, especially even if it's normal price, they're not even allowed to be listing these. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like 3 weeks or 1 week. I'm not sure. But you know, you can't be listing scalpers. You can't be listing scalpers this early on. Like, it just got announced, and you know, it's about 2 months away from releasing. Like, you can't be scalping it this early. And we seem to be having problems with stock already, considering it's already sold out in the UK. Just about, or all the orders have been taken on Amazon, and they're having big trouble stocking it because I don't know. I mean, it's just Nintendo, really. Like, they need to get on top of it. I don't know. I don't know what they were expecting, but I think they really should have been on top of things when it comes to stocking this. But you know, the eBay scalpers are getting really out of control. Like, they were ready. They were ready even before this thing was announced to start listing this stuff, even though they haven't even got their hands on it. It's a problem. And you know, it's time to stop. It's really time to stop this whole scalping business. You know, you know what they're doing? They're depriving people of getting the experience of the Super Nintendo Classic. And there's just nothing worse than ripping an experience from someone, especially a gamer, because you know, I sympathize for gamers because I'm a gamer. My life is pretty much gaming outside of work. And I hate to see people, you know, try to ruin that experience. But, you know, these people aren't probably even gamers. They're just doing this just to get a quick money grab. So I don't even know what to say about it. Like, it's really disgusting how they're already trying to exploit these people. Now I was on top of things, you know, EB Games always list things as early as possible, and they jump the price up, of course. Like, the SNES Mini costs $120. Like, it's still not right. But that's EB Games. They're the only kind of retailer for games. There's JB Hi-Fi, but they're not that much better, especially when it comes to Nintendo. JB Hi-Fi are more of the well, I mean, they're both mainstream stores. Like, they concentrate mostly on the mainstream gamers and ignore niche titles and stuff. And they jump the price up on things that are niche because the people that want it are going to grab it, and they understock things. So the whole thing about, why, pre-order, why even bother pre-ordering? Well, I kind of have to pre-order because as a gamer who who likes niche stuff, who doesn't only buy mainstream stuff, if anything, I kind of keep away from the mainstream stuff because mainstream gaming has gotten very weak the past few years. So I kind of ignore a lot of that stuff and stick with the not so popular stuff, which ends up being better, seriously, because they put more effort into it to try and get it to sell. And then, a lot of mainstream stuff these days are just repeated crap that, casual gamers go out and buy. And yeah, so when it comes to that, in Australia, it's the country of casual gamers. It really is that simple. I've never met a hardcore gamer in real life in this country, and most people in this country shun gaming. If if you're not a casual, you're most likely a person who shuns gaming. So that's just the place where I live, and that's just how it is. I kind of just ignore those people, and I try to, live my life how I want to. I want to enjoy video games. I'm passionate about video games, and I want to stay passionate about video games. So I'm just gonna stick to my guns there. I have to pre-order things because that's just the nature of it. You know, they understock things. They understock niche titles and stuff. So what can you do after that, really? Yeah, so pre-order culture is a forced thing that happens. Not so much for the mainstream, but they still, try to push it on you. EB Games, since they're the main market in Australia for selling, retailing games, they push the prices up really high because they know people are going to buy it, and it's really the only place to buy video games. Or at least get it day one. So I don't really go there unless I want a game day one or there's like a special edition of something. But generally, when it comes to Nintendo stuff, they understock it because there's just not that many Nintendo gamers going. Oh man, I got that Pro Controller ordered, and man, I saw that and I ordered that shit with the swiftness. I saw that Splatoon controller and there's nothing I could do. I was caught in the void. I had to order that thing because it just looked too cool. So now I got two Pro controllers here. And the next time they announce another Pro controller that's in parity with another game, hopefully there's a Metroid Prime 4 one. That would be kind of cool. I can't wait to see what kind of design they would put on that. I'd probably trade in my older Pro controller just to get that. But yeah, I had to pre-order that Splatoon 2 controller because it looked that thing looked clean. Yeah, I don't know. It's cost a lot though. It's like $110. So again, I get overcharged in Australia, so it's crazy. Just another quick reminder: like the video, share the video. It's important that you share the video because I'll get more views, and I won't be wasting my time recording this right now. Okay, so well, that's pretty much it. I would love to hear someone else's opinion on what's going on with this whole, eBay pulling scalpers off the internet. It's finally happening. It's getting really annoying. I missed out on the NES Classic, and I'm shooting myself in the foot for waiting and seeing, because the one time I don't pre-order something, it gets out of stock, and it's absolutely painful. Not that I'm like a fan of NES games. I never grew up with the NES at all, so, but I love Super Nintendo games, so I'm happy I got that pre-ordered, and I'll be glad to revisit those games, especially Final Fantasy VI, because I freaking love that game. Oh, okay, so I'm gonna stop that with the the whole eBay scalpers thing. I pretty much shared my opinion on that. And now let's talk about some PlayStation slash Xbox news. So we got Anthem. So this is absolutely hilarious. All I can do is laugh at this. I can't even get mad. It's just hilarious at this point. So pretty much PlayStation ripped the whole demo from the E3 and chucked it on their channel and photoshopped the buttons to match the PlayStation. Like, it doesn't really get much more scumbaggy than that. First of all, I don't even have a problem with them photoshopping the buttons. But if they're using the exact same demo, how is that convincing that it's playing on the PlayStation when you're using frame by frame the exact same demo? That makes no damn sense. It's not like the demo is going to be... It's not like gameplay is going to be perfect, exact replica every time. So that's mind-boggling right there. So what is going on there? Yeah, like photoshopping. Oh, it's obviously they're trying to hide it, but I mean, it's the literal same Anthem demo that was from the Xbox conference. So, but PlayStation can get away with it because everyone loves to defend Sony because they're the top dogs right now. And then you got, you got the Xbots who are trying to lay the blame right at the PlayStation fans. It's just an ongoing stupid fanboy war. And it's just not even like funny about the whole fanboy war that's going on. But it's just funny how Sony approached this, and they ripped the trailer straight off their YouTube channel. With the swiftness, they took that shit away. And I don't know what the whole backlash is going on. People probably ignored it because, it's Sony. But yeah, just expect a lot of Xbox podcasts shitting on Sony for the next month. There's not much to talk about that right now, but yeah, just a quick funny story that just catched my eye real quick. Anyway, so I want to finish things off real quick. I'm not going to have a long stream because this was sort of unprepared, just mostly because there's not that much shown in the Splatoon demo. Sorry, not demo. The direct. And I am tired. It is 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's a good thing I'm not working tomorrow. But, we're doing this live. Screw it. It doesn't matter. But I just want to talk about the Zelda Master Trials. So the dLC dropped about a week ago, and it's a lot better than I expected. I was expecting something a lot smaller than what actually released. Sorry. Yeah, but anyway, I haven't got the chance to do the sword trial yet because I wanted to die. I don't want to do it on easy mode. Okay, it doesn't matter how hard the game is. Easy mode is easy mode. If you're not playing the hardest difficulty, you're playing on easy mode. It's just that simple. And naturally, I started hard mode. And hard mode is really awesome. It is a damn challenge. We got these enemies. There's no such thing as red bokoblins. No red enemies at all. Everything is ranked up. And the start of the game is particularly difficult because everything takes like 1,000 hits to kill. And not only that, but they don't have better weapons, so they have the same weapons that a red bokoblin would. So if you got a boko bat, they're carrying a boko bat. Yeah, that's right, you have to try and kill blue bokoblins. So at the start of the game, you end up mostly avoiding most encounters until you get decent equipment. So, as I've been playing the game, I've just been going around just doing the rounds, finding all the towers, getting Rito Village all ready, because once you get Rivali's bow, damage isn't a problem, because Rivali's bow is it's broken. It's the second best weapon in the game, so but you can't argue with that. So I'm on my way to beat the bird beast. I don't know what it's called. I can't remember the names, but yeah, I'm pretty experienced with Zelda, so it's still not too much of a challenge. I can avoid damage. You know, I've just been upgrading my stamina and stuff, so to traverse the world quicker. And yeah, you know, naturally you're just gonna get hearts eventually. But you know, I always work to get my second wheel of stamina because it just helps so much when exploring. And you know, it just makes the experience quicker to get your hearts later on because you can just get the shrines quicker. I got the fastest horse in the game already. It's not hard to get. If you're wondering to get the fastest horse in the game, where's that tower? So there's a tower in the snow region. It's like the very middle top area. And if you go directly south, there are horses there. And there is those horses, there's one that has the maximum speed that you can have. It's RNG, of course. You can save and quit to reload the horses. So I really recommend going there because I managed to get first try. So I got a 5-speed horse and it's simply the best horse in the game. You know, you get 3 whips, but that doesn't matter when you're actually going at the speed of light. So that's really useful. So I don't know the exact region because I'm not playing the game right now. But yeah, there's just a lot of things that you kind of get used to when you start a new game because I've played the game twice already, new game, and I've done like a small speed run of all dungeons already. So I'd say I'm pretty damn experienced and know a lot of things about the game and where to get stuff. So I don't have a problem upgrading stamina over hearts initially at the start of the game. But yeah, it's definitely a challenge because everything has higher health and they have regen. You have to keep up the damage. You can't lay low on the damage because they're just going to regen their health and they regen health pretty damn quick. So you got to keep that in mind. So the priority is to explore and try to avoid battles at the start until you get decent weapons. And you know, people complain about the whole weapon system of the whole breaking and that. It's really not a problem after you've played like 10 hours. You just get weapons all the time. And then once you get Rivali's bow, just weapons don't become a problem. And you should be buying arrows all the time. I'm starting to get way off track. It's becoming one big tutorial of how to play the damn game. But no, it's like the health regen and the high level enemies. I have yet to beat a divine beast, so I don't know how the progression of enemies ranking up. But you know, soon it's gonna get to a point where you know the black bokoblins are gonna be the normal thing, and then silver bokoblins. I don't know if there's gonna be a rank up above that. I hope there is because they wouldn't really change it much from the first game, would it? I don't know, just something to think about real quick. And I've yet to encounter a gold Lionel, so that's going to be an experience and a half. Finding one of those guys again, Jesus. Well, that's pretty much it. And the Master Sword is, from what I see, it doesn't go above 60. It just caps at 60, even if you go past the Guardian. It keeps the glow going all the time, and it gets that extra durability boost, which, you know, lasts you forever. Well, not much else to talk about, but I'll be a lot more prepared next week. I'll try to do a show next week, and I'll get a lot more news articles in my head ready. But I just wanted to get this impromptu review for Splatoon 2 Direct going. I look forward to playing the new test file. Sorry, it's not the test fire, is it? It's a Splatfest. So I gotta go download that demo and play it on the 15th, and I'll be happy to play the game when the game drops. So I'll tell you what. I want you to subscribe to the channel, share the video. I think I'm going to get out of here. So I hope you have a nice night/day. I'll see you next time.